So, as you can see by the looks of things, that's actually the mountains right there. You can't see them because the weather is extremely cold out. It's 28 degrees, but it feels like 19 degrees. And we got snow flurries. I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but they're there. They're there. I actually got up at, well, I was up really early this morning, but I got in my truck at 6:30 this morning to go to Grand Junction, Colorado, which is an hour and 45 minutes away. And I get on the road and the weather is just extremely bad, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. By the time I got to I-70, which took an hour and a fucking half, it was snow-blind weather, 18-wheelers everywhere. I get on the highway, I go 3.5 miles down the fucking highway to Thompson Springs. I said, fuck it, I turn around and I come back. So now, let's see, what time is it now? It's 9:30, all right? It's 9:30, so it took me 3 hours to go out to I-70, go 3 miles down the highway, turn around, and come back. Why did I have to go to Grand Junction? Why did I have to go? Because it's freezing ass fucking cold for one, and I need fucking, I need kerosene. I need fucking kerosene, and I need to keep the shop heated. The main reason I had to go to Grand Junction, though, let me show you why I had to go to Grand Junction. Let me go ahead and do that.
Er ist aktiv in einer Bar, mitten in der Wüste. Lässig stand sie da, die Männer sahen ihre Brüste. Er ist aktiv in einer Bar, der Senorita.
So yesterday I decided to go ahead and start painting all the little parts on the Mustang, and we went ahead and painted them. We got the paint on them, which is candy apple red. That's the factory color red that the Mustang is going to be, 1968 that it is. But when I went up here to get the clear, I noticed right here that the clear said very slow hardener. So I went over to my cabinet over here and I looked in the cabinet of my paint supply cabinet, and I went down here to look at the hardener that I have for the clear, and every fucking one of them is very slow. Means that's only good for fucking summer, 120 fucking degrees. So I went ahead and opened up my cabinet to see maybe possibly I might have some accelerator, but of course no, we don't have no accelerator. We don't have anything. All we have is a bunch of bullshit fucking paint that I bought. Now look at this here. Here's a bitch story. There's 3 or 4 gallons of this white fucking paint in there. And why do I have that white paint? Because I don't even use that shit. Because Mr. Neighbor guy here wanted me to paint his water tanker. And I told him, well, I'm going to Dallas to buy some paint supplies while I'm there. Yeah, get the paint that you need. I'll pay you back. So I decided, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy $350 worth of fucking paint for your tanker truck. And then, yeah, when was that? What was that? When did we buy that? We bought it approximately, what was it, a year and a half ago? So yesterday I decided I'm going to start painting the Mustang. The Mustang is ready to paint. I actually had a guy ask me a question. I explained, I believe in the last video, of this door action here where this car was crushed in and it was beat to shit and it was hit really hard. Well, I had a question on my comments of that video, my last fuck off video, and he asked me, he said, well, how does the door shut now? Why don't you show us? So the guy was asking me, well, how does the door shut now that you did all this extreme work and you measured it here and had to do this and that, and all this shit here, and go like that. How does it shut now, guy? Let me go ahead and reach in here and get this door open, and we'll see how it shuts. Because I'm getting questioned about the work I'm doing now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how the door shuts now. Wow, the door shuts great. Let's try that one more time, just so you can make sure you see that. We open the door up. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let me move the camera over here so you can see this side. Okay, now watch real close. I think it shuts better than factory. Now we don't have any rubber in the door, but let's go ahead. Wow! I think it shuts fucking awesome! The door shuts perfect! I heard somebody say they want to see it one more time. They don't want me to hold the door, they just want me to do that. Wow! It's shut! So anyway, back to the situation. I'm making a video on how to use a hammer and a dolly to straighten this out. The reason I'm using that, most people are gonna say, gosh, you could have bought a brand new one a lot cheaper. They don't fit right. Hello, this is a factory original one. It fits real nice and tight up against the quarter panel area. We're gonna use that one. So back to the paint situation. This morning I had to go to Grand Junction to get some paint supplies, and what I had to get is a product called Accelerator. What's in this box? I don't even know what that's fucking, is that, what is this? This is more of this fucking shit. That's white fucking paint. I got more fucking white paint that I don't need. I must have bought 4 fucking gallons of white. That's what I did. I bought 4 gallons to paint this fucking tanker for this guy. $385 down the fucking drain. Unless somebody comes along and says, hey, my friend Pete, can you give me a cheap, inexpensive scuff and paint, white paint job on my truck? Yeah, sure thing. So anyway, as I was looking at the clear, I said, well, I can't clear coat today. There's no way I'm using 120 degree fucking clear coat paint, clear, and I'm not doing it. So I looked over here and I noticed I had retarder. What retarder is for is when you have a lot of humidity in the air, and then when there's moisture in the air, what this does, this eliminates the moisture out of the clear coat or the paint or whatever you're using, so it isn't cloudy. So yeah, it's been a bitch of a fucking day already, and it's only 9:30. Let's go out there and look at the painted products that we need to get clear coated, because if we don't get them clear coated soon, then we got serious actions going on, and I'll have to literally wet sand the painted parts, and then I'll have to put another coat of paint on them. And if I have to put another coat of paint on them, then that's just gonna fuck everything up. So here's everything that I painted yesterday, and you can basically see that it is base coat painted, it's not clear coated. Had a few issues over here where I had them hanging up, I had the pieces hanging up, and what happened, we got a few runs in it, so I had to wet sand that out using 320, I believe. It was 320 wet. And then I put these down here to paint so I can make sure that they come out nice. Because these are our side vents, and we don't need runs in them. Definitely not. If we get runs in these things, they're very hard to detail out and color sand. And normally, you get runs in this kind of shit, and what happens, you have to sand them down and repaint them. So, pain in the ass. The owner requested that he gets the hood painted red. We went ahead and painted the hood red. It's going to be red. We went ahead and painted all this little stuff, and I don't even want to touch it. I'm afraid that if I touch it, we might get grease and oil from our hands on there, and then what's the problem? Then what happens, my friend Pete? Then what happens is we get a thing called fisheye from touching it and breathing on it and all this other stuff, and we don't want that. We do not definitely want fisheye in the fucking clear, because then that just fucks it up worse. So now we're basically at a race against time on painting this little stuff, and when I say that, it's mainly due to the fact that we have got to get the not retarder, accelerator. We got to get the accelerator, and we got to get it as soon as possible. All we need to do is clear coat them, but we can't do that today, so we're gonna get out of here and lock the door, and hopefully we can't clear them today. If I had medium hardener, I'd be able to go ahead and do that, but using very slow, that means 120 plus degrees. That ain't happening. That looks like grease and oil spill. That can't be grease and oil spill, it must just be mud. Oh yeah, okay. Because I would not allow grease and oil spill on my concrete. That would never fucking happen here. The weather sucks, okay? We're actually sitting in a cloud right now, and you can see that right there. Yeah, and the weather's getting worse as we talk. So the only thing I can do is figure out to work on something else. We did get a couple parts in for our Camaro. Let's go over there and look at that. Hopefully something will happen on that thing and we'll be able to move forward with that piece of shit. We definitely are working on that thing, I can tell you that. That has been put on the far way back burner of even possibly thinking about even looking at that thing. I'm sick and tired of this thing called the money pit. I have got so much money in that thing that I probably could have bought 3 of these for the money that I have spent on this fucking one. So we don't want to talk about that. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What happened to this? Let me show you. This was the latest creation, is that I bought a muffler for the car, and the muffler turned out that it didn't fit on the header pipes, so I decided instead of spending another $200 on fucking header pipes, I'd go ahead and heat the pipes up and try to bend and form them to fit the muffler, which didn't fucking work. It didn't fucking work. So I ended up taking the fucking muffler pipes off the header pipes, and now I had to order a whole fucking exhaust system and go through the hassle trying to get a refund on the muffler. You can see the muffler right here that didn't fit the 30-year-old fucking header pipes. So yeah, that's where we're standing right now on that. And then I had to change my fucking oil because the oil I had in there was too thick. And I took my car out and drove it, and it was blowing oil out of the breather. What does that mean? That means that the oil's too thick and it wasn't circulating properly. And that's why the piece of shit, yes, that's what I said, blew the gasket off on the oil filter previously and blew oil all over my fucking shop and ceiling and door and outside and everywhere else. So let's go ahead and talk about this. What did I do to solve the problem? Well, we went ahead and ordered GM factory style pilot bearing. This thing here is turning out, we're gonna go ahead and tell you the story on that later, but I went ahead and ordered that. And then in this box right here, I went ahead and ordered another part, which we won't be pulling out, but hopefully that'll fix our problem right there. And we might be able to put the motor and transmission back together. This has been sitting like this now for 2.5 weeks. This is what we're looking at. This is a 2.5 week situation of what we're looking at here, waiting around and hopefully getting this fucking thing back together and down the road. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but this car right here has been sitting here calmly, quietly, and patiently waiting in line. And I haven't said anything about this car. There's no bitching or complaining or nothing. That's telling me that this restoration might turn out to be a beautiful situation, because everything that I've done to this car has been spot on. I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't had any situations arise. And the car is so far, I mean, what I've done to it has turned out beautiful. So maybe we might have a break in life and this car will be restored. Awesome, maybe. So for being a 3-hour day, you can kind of see what my day's gonna be like. We definitely aren't gonna be doing any painting today. What I will probably do is work on this nightmare here. I'm gonna count my ducks and put my pennies in the bank and see if we got everything we need to do that. And hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. And then you can go to that video set and watch and see what's gonna happen with that. Or possibly I might come back and do a live video and be happy or sad or pissed off. All depends on what the fuck happens when I get this thing together and we get it in the car, and hopefully when we start the car up, put the clutch in and put it in gear if everything works fucking right. So if you woke up this morning, or possibly you are halfway through your day, and you think that you have shit happening and bad luck and all this crap, watch a couple of my videos and see what life is all about, and really the true story of what the situation is. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, doing the Karen thing, bitching and complaining and being that Karen guy that I have to be to make my blood pressure rise, to make it pump better in my heart, to give me the strength to carry on and do this fucking shit right here.